Hey guys, welcome to the channel again. And today I want to share with you guys a special tool that I have. I know a lot of people don't use this as much, but occasionally I use it. For example, I was building a chicken coop and I used this tool to build the entire chicken coop. And so I just wanted to share like a really quick how to use it and maybe help out somebody there that is thinking about maybe building a chicken coop and using this for their woodworking, whatever you want to do it for. You want to use it for woodwork. It can be used for anything pretty much. You can use this for building cabinets, for building tables, tools, whatever you want to do. It's amazing. You can use this for a lot of things. The tool is called a Kreg Jig. You can buy this at Home Depot, Lowe's, but this little thing in this little box can do too much. And the joints that you can make from you can create from this is insanely amazing. I built like I said, I built a whole chicken coop with this. So if you like stuff like this and just likes to experiment things, experiment tools, try new tools that you've never used and see how they work, I ask you to stick around and see what how the tool works. So all right. So this is it right here. You can see it. It comes in this box right here like that. It just shows you the picture of the jig itself, screwdriver here, and then this is the one the bit that goes that makes holes through the wood. And this is some of the things you could use this for home improvement. You could use it for bookcases and shelves, storage projects, furniture, outdoor projects. Yeah, like chicken coop, you can do it. You can repair and much more. Like this, that's what I was saying. All right, so let me open it so you guys can see. It's just a simple little tool. It comes with that. This is what you use it for the screws, and then it comes with this that goes hole through the bit that you use to drill hole the pocket holes for it. I did buy some extra bits. I always just buy extras. You never know. So I'm gonna put those there on the side. This is the jig right here. If you're using this thing on like a workbench in your garage, I don't want to go to the garage. Just wanted to show like a quick video just to show you guys how this works. There's like a little indent right here in the back that you can put this thing on a table on your workbench, and you put this clamp, and the clamp, you just tighten this clamp. I need to loosen up a little bit back here. But this gap is for you to clamp it on a bench or a table like that. Let me just do it so everybody can see. You put it like this, and you just clamp it on your table like that. So it's not moving anywhere. But this is just a quick tutorial how to use it. So we're not gonna be in a garage. I just want to show you guys how the thing works. Okay? You can use like something like this 1x4. I don't know what size is this, but it looks like maybe a 2x4 that was ripped in half maybe. But you can make holes on 2x4s. You can make holes on like plywoods. You can make holes on all kinds of sizes of wood. Okay, down here it shows you the how to measure, how to size this thing is right here. If you put it right here, it's going to tell you the dimension of your wood. So if I put a 2x4 right here, 2x4, if you measure the width right here of a 2x4, usually it's not even 2 right here. It's usually like I don't know why they call it 2x4. I have no idea. But if you measure this piece of wood, because maybe they measure this before it's dry, because when it dries it shrinks. But this width right here is not necessarily 2 inches, and this is not even 4 either. It's important to know the size of your wood so you can size this appropriately. There's like a little Allen wrench that comes with it. You can loosen up this piece right here, and this moves back and forth, depending on how deep you want to go. You move this, and then you put it on this little spot right here, and you start measuring. If let's say like it's 1 1/8, you're gonna put this cutter right here. You don't measure this long part right here. You don't worry about this part here. You just measure from here. This long part don't measure. Just measure it from here. Then you measure the width of your wood over here. And there's all different sizes. This from this side it goes from 5/8, 7/8, 1 inch, 1 inch and 1/8, 1 inch and 3/8, and then on this side is a 1/2 inch, 3/4, 1 1/4, and 1 1/2. So those are the sizes of wood that you can make holes on this thing. So depending on what you want, what size of wood you want to make a hole on, you will use this to measure it. So let me see if I have any tape. Let me grab a tape real quick. Okay, so now we got tape. So let's measure this piece of 2x4 and see why they call it 2x4. I have no idea. But if you measure this like here, it's gonna be like 3 inches, 3.5, or even 3.25. It's not even 3.5. It's almost like 3 1/8 or something. And then if you measure here, it's not 2 inches. It's like 1.5 inches. So this is like maybe 3.5, and then this is 1.5 inches. So it's not really 4, and this is not 2. So so now that we know this is not necessarily 2 inches, like 1.5 inches, and over here it's like 3.5. So when you come, even try to place it here so you can make a hole, you have to adjust it here. So if you're making a hole on a bigger piece of wood, you're gonna use hole A and C. If you're making a smaller piece of wood, you're gonna do B and C. Just depends what type of wood you're trying to cut. And I'm gonna show you guys in just a second. Now we know that this is the larger wood. So we're gonna use, turn around here, we're gonna use this hole and this hole to make sure that these things are even. And then this one, you can loosen this, and then you can lift this piece right here. This goes up and down to help you line up what you want to cut. So, and over here it says board thickness. It shows you right here the thickness of your board. So the thickness of this is 1.5 inches. So you're gonna align. You're gonna go to 1.5 inches right here. So you're gonna drop this to like an inch. You line it up with this line, with this indent right here. So you're gonna drop it to 1.5 inches. Just line up the line right there to 1.5 inches, and then you just tighten this little tight right here. And so now that we know that this is the thickness is 1.5 inches, so we're gonna try to measure, put this here and measure 1.5 inches. And I think it's already there because I think I've used this before. It's 1.5 inches already. And when you put it right here, you have to make sure that this little hair area right here it's hitting there. And then you put it right here, and then you, like I said, this is where you start measuring from here, 1.5 inches. So then you put it, don't measure this little small area here, start from here. So if you put it here, it's 1.5 inches. So this is perfect already. So all I needed to do is to lift this part here to make sure that everything is straight. And if you use it before and you still have some stuff stuck in through here, just put in something to clean it up before you can use it again. Alright. So to use this is pretty simple. You can use a drill like this. You can use this other one, this kind. But it's easy to use this because this thing has this type of connection right here. So you just put it in here and it locks. So you use it just like that, okay? All right, so let's try to make a joint and see how that works. And before we do that, let me show you other things that comes with this. So I bought a kit. You can buy this kit that comes with all kinds of screws. This kit comes with all different sizes of screws right here. Pocket screws. This thing cuts countersinks, so when you screw this, it countersinks into the wood, so it's flush. Okay, so you come with 1 inch, 1.25 inches, 2.5. There's 1 in there, and it shows you a different size. These are fine. This is coarse, and all these are coarse sizes right here. Okay, so you can open this like that, and it comes with all these type of screws. A lot of. Yeah, so you can use this for quite a while, you know. When you buy it, they give you just this little sample, so you have to buy this separate kits, this kit separately. And I can't even remember how much this thing cost. It's been a while. But you get samples like this, but you can buy these extra ones for your future use, okay? So I just put all this in here. And I'll show you how to use those screws once we get these holes made, okay? And they give you like a couple of dowels if you needed to use those dowels for holes, okay? All right, let's put this in the side there. There's nothing else comes with this book. There's nothing else in here, just manual in here. And that's all about it. All right, so let's make a hole here. And let me also explain something. So when you try to make a joint on these type of things in wood, some people don't know how to make joints. But when you're making a joint on a wood, you always want to make, you want to make holes right here so you you can go into this wood, because how the wood is struck, like the fibers are in the wood. So if you make a hole right here and then you screw into this, that's a strong joint. But if you come from this other side coming into this side, it's not gonna be a strong joint, sorry. So don't make a hole here, but make holes right here. And then when you screw into the wood this way. That's a stronger joint. So that's why when we're making these holes, you put this and you make sure you line it up over here. It's pretty simple. It's just common sense. You put it here and you can see the sides here. If you wanted to measure, you can measure and see what you have, but it really don't matter. And this one can be adjusted. So if you feel it's too tight, don't make it too tight. So then it's not gonna be lined up. You can screw this back in so it's not too tight and not too loose either. So you just have to, eyeball it and see which one works. So like that. Don't make it like you're almost like breaking this to make it tight. You don't need that, okay? So you put it like that, and then you turn it around. Just make sure that it's flush here, so the holes are gonna be even. Like it's a flush right here. So when you make a hole down here, it's perfect, okay? And if you don't, let me explain here. If you don't size this and you try to make a hole, chances of you like going through this plastic thing with this is high. Yeah, because if you put it here and it's too short, this thing can go through all the way into this. So it's important to size, to make sure you put the right size of the thickness of your board correctly. Otherwise, when you make a hole, this can you make a hole through your jig. Okay, so be careful. So you just put it down here and you're just gonna make a hole, make your pocket hole, and then you connect it into this. So let's do that right now together. So let me just make sure my head is not in the camera. So you just put it like that and just go softly. And that one is on. And then you put this other one here on this side. And there it is. That's done. And you turn it around and you loosen these. And look at that. It didn't go through here at all. It's just perfect. Okay, right here. And then once you cut it like that, you're gonna get your where you want to connect this. You line it up like that. Then you get your screws. And the screws also you have to size these screws. So you probably need about 2.5 inches, so you can go through all the way here into this, okay? Because it's gonna countersink out of this into that. So I'll probably just use this size. This is about. Let me measure this so I can show you. These are 2.5. Okay, so this should work perfect. You could use longer if you wanted to, maybe like 3 inches, but this should work. So once you're done with that, you can take it out, and then you plug in this one here, and then you just put your nail in here. And it's important to make sure that everything is even before you can screw in there. So I just put that piece of wood over there to make sure that these are all lined up before I can screw this in. So make sure there's no debris on the bottom, and you just lined up this one like that. That side is square. If you wanted to, you can even use a square right here to make sure that these corners are squared, but we're not gonna do that right now. So then you just put the screw in there, and you just screw it in. And don't go too aggressive, because these things do break. So just go softly, and it should just hold the joint really nice and snug. There it is, and you have your joint right there. It's a very, very, very strong joint. Like you can't even break this, And then they typically give you some of these dowels. I'll show you here. These dowels, if you plan to close this hole with something like that, and you can put that dowel in there or with glue, and it will be like flush, perfect. Like you wouldn't even know there was a hole here. If you sand it and you cover it, And you can buy a bunch of these extra ones to use if you wanted to. But there it is. So this is how you use your Kreg Jig to make joints. Like I said, I built a chicken coop that I still have with this. And look, super strong joint. You can take it apart and it's awesome. I hope that makes sense to somebody, and somebody, if you wanted to, you can try it out sometime. And it works good. And so I'll do another example of this. So this is still 2x4 it's cut in piece in half. But to cut a hole in one of these like this, you have to put it on this side. And it gets a little tricky because this thing is not as wide. It will not go, it won't hold the whole thing. It's like centered. So to hold a piece of wood that's smaller like this, you're gonna have to really align it correctly. But it still works. So you just have to adjust it, and then you make it like that. And this is lined up like that. And we can do another one just to show an example. And then I just make a hole. And there you go. And then on this side. There it is. And then I release it, and there are the holes right there. And we can screw this here so everybody can see how it works again. And then we can make another joint right here. Maybe here. Okay. So we put it right there, switch this. If you wanted to, you can put one on this and one on the other one. So let's use this one this time. Just get a screw, these blue ones. Then you just line this up with these. And you make it connection right there. And you get another one. And there it is. We just made a joint. Very strong, very strong. So I wanted to share this because this tool works perfect. You know, it works very nice all the time. And all the joints will be permanent. It won't break, it won't be loose. It won't stop, like, you know, after a few weeks, all loose and stuff. If you just screw this directly like this from the other side, this like I said, it's not a good joint. If you screw this from this, if let's say we made a hole here going this way, not a strong joint, because it's going into the wrong wood fiber that doesn't hold the screws pretty well. But if you go this way, it makes that's why this is a really strong joint. And if you wanted to, some people even like do it both ways. They will put screws on this way, then they put like one hole in the middle here that goes right in the middle here. So the screws are like this, and then one in the middle. So it's like a super strong joint. All right. So I hope that helped somebody and gave you some ideas of how to create your own, do your woodworking, build some stuff in the backyard. Summer's coming. Eggs are expensive right now. Maybe you can create some. You can buy some chicks and build a chicken coop outside with this. You literally don't need any other tool. This is it. You're probably gonna need a saw to just cut the pieces of wood, and then you just take it outside with this tool. You can build anything and make amazing joints using this jig right here. Okay, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. And after you're done with it, just make sure you clean it up, get all the dust and sawdust off. I usually like to move this down after I use it. Just put it on the base and then put that like that. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Ask me questions, leave me a comment, share some of your experiences with this tool or some of the things you've created using these. Let's help one another and let's build things and do it yourself, DIY projects. Summer is coming. Let's build stuff, man. It's fun.